Righty guys, I'll just do a quick battlefield analysis here. Before these guys, I might just retrieve them. So a lot of flat area in the middle. Just good to see it. Very hilly on the outskirts as well. So dip in the middle, almost like a death pit, and then just hills all around here. If you wanted to, you could probably camp on these hills. Get a few archers. Then again, you can kind of, if you want to stop the camping, you kind of just sneak around with it and use the hills as well. So it is a 4v4, so we kind of deploy all along here, and the opposing force all along here. It is 1R per team as well. So we'll get to the army comps. Alrighty guys, to the army comps. So we got a 4v4 here. So just starting with me, I got the Turks. We have 3 Kwakapulu, Trebi, 4 Nafs, 4 Janissary archers, 4 Hashashim and 2 Lancers. So pretty balanced. Nafatune's going to come in clutch. Treb's kind of, I had leftover Florins I think, so I just went for that. These guys underperformed a little bit, but it's probably on me. Very expensive unit too, very expensive faction the Turks can be. Next we have Batu playing as France. We got 4 Chivalric Knights, GB, 4 Aventurers, and 4 Scots Guards. So a heap of archers, also very expensive, 800 and 690. Some of the Cav, 930 each. It's a very elite army, 2 dismounted noble knights and 3 feudals, Serpentine, and a Flemish pike. So pretty reasonably balanced. A lot of archers. I find, especially with the hills on this map, these Scots Guard will probably be better. Unless you're camping up high, these guys will probably be better. Next we have France, played by, I think, Letho, I believe. So we got similar army, 4 Chivalric Knights, GB, 3 dismounted French archers instead of the Aventuriers, which they do their job. 4 Scots Guard, great unit again. Now 6 Pike Militias, so he's stacked 2. And I also believe, due to how many less florins he's spent, that these all have armor upgrades. And you can see that with these guys, you can get them to gold armor, so that's definitely what he's done there. And finally, for this team, last but not least, we have Revel playing as Hungary. 5 Cav up here, Chivalric Knights. One thing to note with the Chivalric Knights for Hungary, they're not as good for whatever reason. Just a lesser Chivalric Knight. So yeah, we got the 5 Cav, 4 Pavese Crossbow Militia. So that's pretty standard there. A lot of infantry for this one compared to the others. 4 Battlefield Assassins, just a cool unit. 2 Pavese Spearmen. They do their part, and just the heavy infantry down the bottom. The Hussars, I think he just got them because they're cool. Not sure how good they actually are in the game. So that's our team, Team 1. Pretty balanced, looking very nice there. Team 2, we have the HRE played by Russian King. We got the GB, 4 Teutonic Knights, 4 Pavese Crossbowmen, 2 Dismounted Imperial Knights, 4 Landsnakes. So a lot of infantry for this one. Landsnakes are good. I like the Landsnakes because they're cheap and they also got good morale. I like it in that regard. 4 Feudal Knights, you know, they're pretty standard. Make up the bulk of the infantry for him there. And these guys were also on the flanks of his army, so effective against armor, just a cool unit. Next we have Katana playing as the Moors. Cheeky cannon in there, 4 peasant crossbowmen. They're a good unit. Lightly armored, but look at their missile damage, 12 missile damage. So they're usually good in like a siege or something. They're going to do their part here, just a good unit. 3 Christian Guard, Tower Camel Spearmen, and a bodyguard. A little more mixed for the Cav there. 2 Hashashim and 4 Dismounted Christian Guard, great unit, also a sick unit. Next we have Ivan playing as the HRE, so a lot of very consistent faction lineup. We got some mounted crossbowmen, you don't see them too often. We got some Teutonic Knights and a GB. 4 Pavese crossbowmen, just to make up the missile force. Serpentine does work. Good for pitchers just because they're good at cleaning up infantry. Reasonably accurate. 4 Gothic Knights. Now the thing about Gothic Knights, most of you probably know they got the two-handed glitch. So they're not good for their value. They should cost about 500 if they're going to be a good unit. Besides that, I mean, they look cool, so props in that aspect. They do look sick. And 2 Lanceneck Pikemen to help out with these guys. So last but not least, we have Lavernicus playing as the Moors. 4 Christian Guard plus the GB. Deadly lineup there. 4 Peasant Crossbows. Some dismounted Arab cavalry. Nice to have some spears in there just to stop cav charges. Like, these guys will get eaten up alive by cav if you don't protect them. So that's probably why he's got these. 3 Hashishim, and they're also pretty cheap. And 4 dismounted Christian Guard. So nice army there. Comment down below, who do you reckon's got the better army comp? These French armies are just so good. HRE, man, they're good as well. As long as they... Because 8 archers against 4, right? So they've got to use the infantry much better. And they notice that in the game, and they try and use that to their advantage. Anyway, guys, that's it for the army comps. See you in the battle. Alrighty guys, the battle's just about to begin. We've got Lavernicus, peasant crossbowmen retreating. Looks like their whole force is basically lining up on this hilly area, which is a fine move, get that high ground. We got a couple of our teammates, Letho and Revel, forming up on this side. We got some cannons firing, the Serpentine, by the HRE. I think he's going for definitely something over here. What do we got up front? Some crossbows to hold the fronts. And here I go. I think I'm already engaging. No, not yet. So it looks like I've gone after his Christian Guard here, and he's kind of trying to defend where he can. He's got some cavalry dismounted out front. So just trying to look for some sneaky charges, I suppose. And here comes his cav to counter that. Looks like I might get charged here. Weak charge, fortunately. So that's a break there. So a bit of chaos out the front here. Looks like I'm charging. No, I turn around there, go for these guys. It's a cav unit, which is nice. The HRE's kind of flanked. I'm kind of cut off here. Not cut off, but kind of surrounded a little bit. Teammate's still a fair bit back, so I've got to be careful here. Don't want to get too isolated. So, as long as I can hold out for a bit. Definitely outnumbered though, nonetheless. Got some cav support coming over, just a single unit, which is good. And cav numbers are still relatively healthy here. Lavernicus looks like he's formed up a little nicely now. Crossbows, pretty poor angles, but I'll have a better angle up on this hill here. See what they're going for here. Going for some cav. Couple kills over here, I think. So I'm kind of pulling back out of there a little bit. It's just too dangerous, really. Ivan's finally kind of retreating here. So they're basically forming up just a massive formation on the hill here. Yep. So... Just going to make a cut here, boys. Looks like there's not too much happening. Righty, guys. I thought I'd just record this real quick. There's a little engagement on the side here. From Lavernicus. Here comes Batu with his cavalry force, which is definitely going to beat all of this here. The Moors should definitely retreat here. And the idea as well at this point is Batu Khan's got a lot of archers, so he's kind of just sneaking around here just to put pressure, and he's got the cav to protect himself. Once he does get to this point, I'm going to start to move up a little more aggressively. And same with over here. We also got to be careful because we're also a lot more spread out than they are. We're kind of half our armies over here, then the other half's kind of around here. So, whereas they're a lot more conjoined together. So that's something we've got to be careful of. Alrighty guys, the action has picked up here. We've just got a massive sally out from all of this cav. So I'm trying to pull back. Got what remaining cav I've got here coming out. They've noticed I am a little isolated out here. So everything's ready to go. I've got Nafatunes, Hashashim. So just trying to delay what charges they have. Treb going absolutely ham here. And I am in a little bit of trouble. I could get surrounded here, so I'm counting on my teammate too. He has just sort of started to move. And here comes some reinforcements from over here as well, which is nice to see. Although I am going to get hit pretty hard here. So we do have a lot of braking from them. They kind of got the Nafatunes going, which is very nice to see. And he's got infantry coming out as well. So cheeky sally out here. Batu Khan's starting to aggress here, which is really good to see. Not just sitting back. Got a bit of a flanking charge from these Teutonic Knights. And here comes the reinforcements. So my army's pretty depleted here. Well, I've got Hashashim to hold the front line, which they very well will do. And just a heap of chaos, really. Got these archers back here letting loose. Locking in the kills. It's very good to see. And Lavernicus sending out a heap of his infantry. And all I need is a few volleys with these Nafatunes to really break them. So a couple of these will really make the difference here. Hashashim will take a little longer to break. But these dismounted, yeah, that's deadly right there. And the faster we can cut all of this off, the better. Here comes Letho and Revel to save the day. Now this side's still reasonably quiet. Not much has really happened. Looks like a bit of movement over towards this way. And these guys are... Ooh, cheeky charge here. Completely unrelated to the main fight, but still. Got some archers firing. We're kind of pushing back here. Batu Khan's committed a lot of his forces now. And we're almost kind of surrounding this area. 28 to 23. So it is a little bit in our favour here by a decent amount. This is their new sort of formation now. Not out here. Now out here is pretty much lost to the defenders. And when I say defenders, it's not a siege. They're just defending the hill. Oh, treb shot. Come on, give me something. Ooh, that would have been nice. So just a massive fight here. Get some close-ups. Brutal. What about the front line here? A lot of crossbows going how. I'm going to lose a lot from that. Kind of relying on Batu Khan at this point. Because I don't have much left at all. Very weak. Ooh, close shot again. So at this point we're kind of wondering whether we aggress or not. Just because we did kind of win that engagement, but if we do aggress, they got a nice setup. Lots of archers here. We are getting peppered down a fair bit. Now if you look up here, it's actually almost over, so I'm assuming there's going to be a forfeit from one of the teams. Oh. Charging into his own teammate. So a bit of a reform here. Speed it up. Allies coming right around here, which is good to see. And if you look at the map, all of a sudden it's looking very... Do we have a sally out here? No. Oh, a little bit of fighting in the center here from the Gothic Knights. This is an absolute death pit now. I'm assuming all of these archers are going to let loose. We'll see some crossbow action. Down there would be lovely. Yes. That is just devastating. That's going to be a break. Volley on here and all of this would be nice as well. Looks like some of my guys breaking. Yeah, so that's going to be a pretty rough for all of these Roman, or the Holy Roman Empire here. So just like that, they're pretty much gone. Same with Lavernicus. Lavernicus is also very weak. Nice treb shot there. I'm also quite weak at this point. I do not have much left. Now Fortunes, get a volley, go on. These retreating units. It's too nice to watch. Are they going to shoot? Ooh, that's devastating. Yeah, big break here. That's just going to... And just like that, we got a player admitting defeat. I assume that's the Roman general. And then just like that, guys, they all admit defeat. Kind of hoping this one would be a little longer, but 51 to 35, that is pretty hard to come back from. That is definitely rough. Also, guys, be sure to send through some battle replays. I am running a little short, especially on Reforged. Vanilla, I got a fair few I got to get through. In terms of a debrief for this one, kind of that sally out was kind of lost in the game. I'm guessing there probably wasn't a lot of communication, which happens. Besides that, I hope you did enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.